Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video where we're going to be talking about this rivalry matchup here between Central Michigan and Western Michigan over in the MAC Conference. If you're interested in getting all of our college football plays, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, link down in the video description, and be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. So heading into this one, this is a heated rivalry. We've had some brawls between these two teams over the years, some very close games, the occasional blowout, but right now Western Michigan finds themselves as about 4-point favorites. They opened as a touchdown. It has receded a bit. Not too surprising there considering Western Michigan's quarterback is going to be out for this one. And also, there hasn't been a whole lot separating these teams in terms of their on-field results that they've been able to put up this year. And Central Michigan has been looking a bit better as of late. They're trending in more of a positive direction. So coming into this one, perhaps with a little bit more confidence than they might have had a few weeks ago. Central on the year right now standing 4-4 overall. They just need to pick up 2 more wins to become bowl eligible. That's going to be easier said than done given the fact that 3 of their final 4 games come against very strong competition over in the West Division, which is clearly the better division in the MAC this year, with this game against Western Michigan, next week against Eastern Michigan, and then their closer against Northern Illinois. So Central is going to have to pick up at least 1 win in those three tough games if they're going to be able to get to that 6-win mark this year. Central brought in Michigan transfer quarterback Shane Morris. He was a 5-star guy coming out of high school, very hyped up going to the University of Michigan. He just never worked out there. His on-field performances just didn't match the hype that was surrounding him when he was in high school. But he's had a serviceable year for Central, certainly. Throwing for nearly 2,000 yards up to this point, 16 touchdowns. This is a Chippewa team that tends to like to go to the air more than the ground game. They rank 47th in the nation in passing compared to 96th in rushing average. And defensively, this is a Chippewa's group that ranks 73rd in college football in total team defense. They're going today against their rival Western Michigan, who they're not the same group, obviously, that they were a year ago. They had a lot of their key pieces move on, and also, of course, their head coach moving over to the University of Minnesota. They've still been a competitive team, though, nonetheless, this season, standing 5-3 overall. And also, you have to consider they did lose their opening 2 games on the road against USC and Michigan State. Both of those are actually pretty competitive defeats there for the Broncos. But since then, winning 5 of the last 6 games against a more I guess a less challenging, obviously, schedule than what they had to open up the year with their 1 loss in their last 6 outings being at home against Akron, which actually isn't the greatest result for this Broncos group. But they were able to bounce back in their outing last week on the road against Eastern Michigan, picking up that win by a final of 20-17. They've had a number of competitive contests in conference play. They also had that crazy extra overtime outing at Buffalo, where they won that one by a final of 71-68, and then their other conference game was also a blowout against Ball State, who Central Michigan just blew out, but the Broncos beat them at home by a final of 55-3. On the year, the Broncos rank 23rd in the nation in scoring average. Some of that obviously is going to be inflated by that 71-point extra overtime win against Buffalo, and then defensively ranking 78th in the nation in total team defense. And this is certainly a group that prefers running the ball in comparison to throwing it. They rank 105th in all of college football in passing average compared to 21st in rushing. And when the Broncos are at their best, it's when they're dominating with that ground game and getting things moving, the chains, controlling the clock through that ground attack. So coming into this one, we expect a pretty competitive matchup here. Each of these teams does different things at a higher level. Central has the better pass game. Western has the better ground game. And these teams have been putting up some similar results as of late. So coming into this one, we do expect a very competitive contest. Wouldn't be surprised for it to go right down to the wire. Western's without their starting QB, so that's also something to keep in mind. And when you take that into effect for this one, we are going to go ahead, side with the road team, taking Central Michigan, getting those 4 points as our college football pick video play for today's action. Again, guys, to get all of our college football plays, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description. And be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping on in, and we hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.